Hello, my name is Jay Pegram. I am a real estate broker for Cave Johnson Real Estate here in New York City. And I have been a real estate broker for at least 10 years now. And I specialize in sales throughout metropolitan New York City in the 5 boroughs. I also am a New York State certified instructor, and I am also a witness for bankruptcies and other issues that may occur. And I also have completed broker price opinions, which are reports that are given back to the banks. And during my time here in New York City, I have taken it upon myself to learn as much about the little nuances of the marketplace that I can and share that information with other brokers and agents, especially new agents who start out in New York City, and there's so much that they have to know, and you really don't get everything you need to know from your sponsoring broker. So that's where we are. And I don't know if the sponsoring broker is somebody who's in the top 5 in the Real Deal magazine when they do their surveys, or he doesn't even make the list at all. It doesn't matter. It's just so overwhelming because the task at hand is to do deals. That's basically the task at hand. So, to start out, in the world we're in today, this marketplace has a lot of tight inventory. And we have to go beyond our natural and normal scope and scale to find properties. We have to look in different boroughs to get listings. We have to look in different boroughs to get sales. We are doing whatever we can in this marketplace to make it happen. And if you're sitting there stuck, not knowing all of the different avenues that you have for you to be able to find listings, to post your listings, you're going to have a very hard time moving forward. We've been through a rough period during 2009, 10, 11, 12. So many of us are still hemorrhaging from that. Some of us survived. And then there's a lot of new people who are coming into the business who have seen the $1 million listing shows from New York, and they say, hey, I want a piece of that. I want to be able to get me a $5.5 million listing that we see right here, and I want to get that commission. Well, where do we start? A lot of us starting out might be renters, rental brokers. A lot of us starting out might be buyers brokers. A lot of us starting out might be listing brokers. Let's look at this website from the part of being a buyer's broker. And that's what we're going to look at when we look at all these sites. OLR, Real Plus. I don't have access to Real Plus anymore. Real Plus is commercial, residential, their residential consumer site is New York One Residential. No matter what you do, it used to just be New York Residential, but it's actually shared with New York One. We have, of course, Realtor.com. You will see where Real Plus advertises that your feed goes to Realtor.com. Okay. MLS Long Island. The MLS Long Island site has Queens, Nassau, Suffolk County, Brooklyn. It also has out of areas. You'll have some brokers, one person that comes to mind, he works with Corcoran. He's a member of the Long Island Board of Realtors, and, he was with Corcoran. I believe he left Corcoran. He was with the Long Island Board of Realtors, and he was also with Rebney, and that allowed him to parlay his sales, say for someone who's going out to the Hamptons, looking to have an apartment in Manhattan and also have a house out in the Hamptons. This is the actual broker site for MLS Long Island. If you are a realtor in good standing, paying your dues to the Long Island Board of Realtors, and then you pay your separate MLS dues. Opposite of what happens for when you join REBNY, because REBNY, the Real Estate Board of New York, does not require you to choose their platform, which means you don't have to use RealPlus. You could use OLR. I think there's another one you could use. And that is the right way to do it if you want to know the truth. But I don't want to get into the whole legality of it. So, like I said, MLS Long Island also has Brooklyn, and here is the Brooklyn MLS, BNYMLS.com. Staten Island, the Staten Island Board of Realtors, SIBOR Realtors.com. Bronx and Northern Manhattan Association of Realtors. Now, the Bronx does not have its own individual dedicated realtor force. It shares with the Bronx and Manhattan North. So you'll see a lot of listings on this site that may come from a lot of REO properties are on this website that you probably would not know existed. This is probably the best reason to use this website is for REO listings, because the majority of the Bronx websites are put onto another website. But you will find not just the Bronx, but you also find, like I say, Northern Manhattan, like this one here. As of today's date, July 15th, you have this property, 2 beds, 1 bath, 4 rooms, 825 square feet, listed at $319,900. So we're looking at a little bit less than $400 a square foot, right off of Strivers Row. I believe this is between 139th and 140th. You won't necessarily find this listing, say, where we started here is Street Easy. Okay? That's why it's very important that I show you this information so that you are well armed to see, hey, am I able to find properties? I can't find properties. You know? Where are we looking for? 2611. I see if 8th Avenue comes up. You know, Frederick Douglass it comes up funny within Property Shark and doesn't always come. Okay, here we are. We have one listing, apartment 1A, in contract for $390, 2 beds, 1.5 baths. Gary Martin has it on the market. What's great about Street Easy, it takes you right to the actual listing website. It'll come up. While we're waiting for that to come up, it will give you the building information. If they put up a floor plan, that would be great. If you want duplexes, 1A, there's a lot of duplexes in this building. That's the lobby. That's your courtyard. So you come out here and you go upstairs. You get to see it on the actual website over here. Diamond in the rough. Okay? He's in contract. But if you come over to the Bronx Manhattan site, you got another diamond in the rough for $319,900. It's 1 floor, not a duplex. Probably priced a little right, but you may be able to get something a little bit off. We have other properties here that you wouldn't even think about looking for. $294, $295. this one here for 298 Pennyfield Avenue, the Throgs Neck area. This here, when you see verifiable proof of funds in Fannie Mae home path, that usually is for a first-time buyer, and 2 beds, 2 baths, with the balcony. This is a condominium, actually, 1, 2, 3. In the future, I'll tell you how I know, about these properties. Here we go, condominium. So that's the Bronx, Manhattan. It really is good for that. Looking for foreclosure, as you see here, Joe has it. I will say, he does very, very well with foreclosures. Okay, him and some other people you will find doing well with foreclosures. So that's where you look for your listings in Bronx for foreclosures, especially. Now, here's the other site that people use in the Bronx. Buyers and sellers find a home. This is the Hudson Gateway Multiple Listing Service. It's a combination of Westchester, Putnam, and Orange County. And you will realize, after you're looking at this, they do have Bronx websites, listings. And this is probably more used than the one we just saw. It's more used. You'll find more listings here than what we just saw right here on the Bronx, Manhattan North website. Now, if I look for a condominium, 10465, that's the zip code, I believe, right? For Bronx North. And for this listing here, 1998, mid-rise, and he's asking 298. Let's see if we find anything within that price range. And if we do, will it be the listing that we see? We have Outlook at 350, Outlook 350, 349, Buttrick 339, Miles 335, 299, Patricia Lane. So, as you're seeing here, this is at 298. The least expensive property we have here is 299. So, this website here helps you out looking for Bronx properties that may be in foreclosure. This here, a lot of the foreclosure guys don't come here. Okay, they go to here, or they actually go to the Long Island website, and they'll put up properties in the Long Island website that are for the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, like I said, Staten Island. So if I come to here again for this, for this, for this, for this, and for this, these are all realtors associations. And if you wish to be a member, you need to belong to one of them, and then you can get reciprocity and pay whatever it would be to be a member of the other websites. A lot of people like to pick the Long Island website because it happens to be the best model in New York metro area of what a website should look like. Okay? I know I'm bouncing around a lot. Just want to show you something out of area in town. And let's look at REO, which is foreclosures. Okay? And submit. This doesn't work too well with some of these websites haven't been set up to work well with anything other than Internet Explorer. So I apologize for that. But just looking at the other site here, out of area, I wonder if out of area comes up. New York City, search. Okay, what happens when I come here? No property, very good. What if I put in Manhattan or New York? New York, New York. Oh, look at this. 138 West 131st Street. You have on the market. This person's out there. Let's see what happens if we type it in, say, in a more local place. 138. That's my email, my personal email. You can reach me there. 138 West 131st Street. And let's see what happens. $1.8. Is it listed by the same person? Yeah, it is. So, there is a connection at times between Street Easy showing the properties, all right, and it primarily being listed over here. This says 11 days in the market. I'd be curious to know how many days it was on the market with the full access over here in Queens. It's a possibility he just jumped on. What's this? New listing. 100 West 119th Street, right? That's not the old Normandy? Yeah, the Normandy. If that listed anywhere, that listed like here, 100 West 119th Street. In OLR, would we find it? And these are Queens listings. So, you go a little bit further, rentals, floor plan, sales. Nothing in OLR. I like Street Easy. 100 West 119th Street. And, let's see how many listings are here. Got one for 145. And where am I? So many pages up. I'm going to start closing some of these down. 145, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. So, what we're looking at also is, you have people who are not from Manhattan. They're coming in. They're not a member of the Real Estate Board of New York. They may be a member of the Long Island Board. And they're putting up their listings. That's where we are. So I want to make sure that you get that. All right, 45 Park Avenue. All right, 148 Madison Street. I'd be curious to know if 148 Madison Street is on Street Easy. I would really be curious to know. Let's check. 48 Madison Street, 2 bridges, 2 for sale. One in contract. What was that for? $780. $690. So here's a case here where we don't have that apartment on the market. I'm going to close this page down, but just know this is where it will look like. You can write down this website, and I'll also have the list of all the websites that I put down for you to review later on. Okay? So that's MLSstratus.com. That's for the brokers only site. This is the public site, which is MLSLI.com. Okay? And you see this property is not listed on the other website. 93rd Street, Fort Washington Avenue. Some of these may or may not be listed. I'm not going to go through all of them. You get the point. This one here, I believe that's that house on 136th Street. Some of you may be familiar. I just happen to recognize that. But look at these properties. They're listing them on the Long Island Board of Realtors. It goes out there. It's easier for people to get on a site like this and become members of the Long Island Board and have it pushed out. So you have that website written down. Of course, you know about Realtor.com. And Realtor.com prides itself on being, according to this right here, feed your listing to the #1 real estate website in the country. And what we want to look at with Realtor.com is, and you know what this is, Real Plus Online. You want to write that down? Or you could bookmark, of course, this video. And you can always go back to it and refer to the list I'm going to put up. If we look at this, if you go to something like Alexa.com, and what I want to see is, going to Alexa.com, I'm going to type in Realtor.com. Realtor.com ranks number 150 in the United States. I want to put in another website, Zillow.com. Zillow.com ranks 37. So Realtor.com ranks number 150, and Zillow is number 37. And if you look at the trending, you know, this is not new. You know, this is not new. I'm not creating the site. You get the point. This is not new. And the buyers you get here, okay, compared to, say, Realtor.com. And I'm not knocking Realtor.com. I'm not endorsing any of them. See, and then you have your buying pool. You know, the stats show right here on Alexa. Okay, so we're not necessarily knowing that that's the best or the most visited website in Realtor.com based upon Alexa. So with that being said, Zillow, it's a very great site. People visit it a lot. And Zillow bought Street Easy and concerns at, but they've done a good job. They waived the $10 fee that you had to pay every month, and they still provide for you information that is crucial for you to be able to make an offer, or for you to be able to do an appraisal, or for you to be able to do any type of research. As you see now, it takes me right to the Acres page and gives me past sales. This is free. You don't have to pay. You don't have to do anything but sign up. This is free. You don't have to figure out how to get to Acres. This is free. Okay? So that's something I want you to see. And Street Easy and Zillow are the same company. And there are little things, little quirks I had. You know, they changed it around, made these big pages, and they're doing advertising and so forth. But you know what? It served the purpose. Okay? It does serve the purpose, and it served the purpose pretty good. As far as being an overall tool for appraisers, people doing BPOs, people doing CMAs for their customers, customers who are selling and customers who are buying. We will have videos about doing an effective CMA coming up in the future. So write down StreetEasy.com. Put that into your arsenal as well. OLR, 100 West 119th Street, also known as 167 Lenox Avenue. Let me find another building. Oh, the sales office. That's old information. OLR is a pretty good site, and it doesn't have as many listings as you would like it to have, in comparison to some of the other websites. However, it is a good website for giving you pertinent information. Who's the management company? Who's the account executive? Of course, you have to see if that information is accurate, but it's a pretty good start. You can also find out this information from Property Shark, but this is kind of like for those of us who are not putting a whole lot of money out of their pocket. They may have services that their firm gives them, but they want to find out what else is available that is there and readily available. You can add listings on here as a guest, but if you want the full service, you would just need to call up and get their pricing schedule. Okay, they have floor plans in here. You used to be able to pay for floor plans on an ad hoc basis. So this is a very good site. If you don't have access to the First American books, or you don't have anything online, this is, hopefully everything's in the computer by now, but this is a very good site. See, if you subscribe, you get this, and that's what you get, okay? So, OLR.com. OLR.com now is good for searching for listings, and they will send out listings if you're a member. They will give you updates. Most of it is triggered by the user entering the information. Okay, so that's OLR.com. We talked about NewYorkResidential.com, which is part of Rebney. This was the consumer interface site for Real Plus Online. Okay, so make sure you have that down as well. All right, and some of these listings may overlap. I basically like to start with whatever is the portal that you have and that you pay for, or you go to Street Easy, which gives you everything you need, sales history, past, present, you can do that. And then as you saw, when I went to Street Easy and I went over and I went straight to the website, right, of the seller, okay, if you, Corcoran in that case. So we studied this, we looked at residential New York, we looked at Realtor.com, we touched on Staten Island Board of Realtors. Okay, all of these websites, it's not just the Long Island Board, it just happened to be the most popular because, Queens is 2.5 or 2.4 million people. Between Queens and Brooklyn, you got 5 to 6 million people. You throw in Nassau, you got 6, 7, 8 million people. It's a very powerful website in the state, and a lot of people like to be a part of that board of realtors, and then get reciprocity with another one. Another one could be this one. MANAR. MANAR is the Manhattan Association of the National Association of Realtors. And they retooled their site in December of 2013. And it's a pretty site. They did a lot to it. They have an IDX. They have listings that is, input by their members. The only issue is there's only about 450 of them, and that's a very small percentage. We'll say 500. And they've been battling in Manhattan to be an alternative to Rebney for a very long time. A very long time. However, again, you have listings here that may not be anywhere else. Okay? So, this is some place to look. This is definitely some place to look. Okay? So, again, just like the other ones, just like Cyborg, you have to be a member. Okay? You have to be a member of the Manhattan association of realtors, and it's different than the revenue. It's an additional fee. Okay, so if you're with the realtor company, you're going to pay additional fee. We spoke about the Bronx, Manhattan North. This is the Realtor.com site. We're going to get rid of that. We touched on Zillow. Zillow is good if, say, you're doing a search in Property Shark and you come up on a property and you don't know if it's listed or not, or whatever the case may be. It might come up in Zillow. 100 West 119th Street. It may not. This is not my first go-to website. But it is there and it's available. So if you find yourself running out of options, hit your little handy list and see what's available. Okay? So yeah, this is, we have nothing here. Okay? So that's Zillow. You know about Trulia? And these are national sites. These aren't homegrown, homebred sites. All right? These are just national sites. I mean, even Property Shark has something called Point to Homes, because Property Shark is now part of Yardi, and they have properties, they're saying, around the globe. I don't know, you want to go to the Fiji Islands or something. They might have a property for you. So, nope, nothing in the Fijis. So, you have Yardi Homes, and you can look for something in New York. I don't know, 100 West 119th Street. I just keep pulling this up because we did see it in the Long Island Board of Realtors. We did see it in Street Easy. Giving me a whole bunch of listings over here in Yardi. This is the new development, right? 23 West 116th Street. I think called the Adeline or something of that nature. Again, this video is made in July of 2014. We have listings here if you like the map. So that's point2homes.com. You might want to write that down. point2homes.com. Okay, I'm going to close that out. Like I said, Trulia.com. Close that out. And like I said, this is when you're fishing, when you are really, really fishing. This we showed you before on the Hudson Gateway. And this is just like the Long Island Board of Realtors does Queens and Brooklyn and takes you all the way east. The Hudson Gateway takes you pretty far north and gives you part of the Bronx County, Dutchess, Orange, Putnam, Rockland, Sullivan, Ulster, Westchester. So if you're looking for someone who's an expat, they come to New York City, and they might want to live in Rye, or White Plains, and you're looking for maybe a condo in White Plains, possibly at the Four Seasons or whatever have you. Get 1 Renaissance Square, 5 Renaissance Square. You could find something for them. You can come in here, you can say, hey, all right, here's 10 City Place. Okay? 1,900 square feet for $989,000. Walk down and take the Metro North and come into the city. Who's selling this? Houlihan Lawrence. Okay. Maybe you get your referral. Who knows how it works? But this is the two that you have the MLS Long Island and you have the Hudson Gateway. You pretty much have Queens all the way throughout to the Hamptons, and then you have from the Bronx. You know, they have websites in here as far up as wherever you want to go. If you want to, someone from the Upper West Side, you know, wants to get themselves a house up in the Hudson Valley, here you are. Make it happen. And even though you have to be a member to put listings on this site is very, very friendly. They just retooled this site earlier this year. It's a very friendly site. Okay? So, we know about that. Redfin, you know, I don't mess around with Redfin too much. I really don't. But it's there. And Redfin, my outside of our service. You know, Redfin is there. It comes up. And it's something you could play around with. And let me know when you're in my area. I don't know. That's Redfin. Don't use that email address. I would never respond to you. So that's Redfin. Now, before I get to the commercial, Brooklyn. What's very important to know about Brooklyn is Brooklyn's going to be in residential NYC, which we covered, right? New York Residential.com. Brooklyn is going to be in MLSLI.com, right? MLSLI.com. We're going to find Brooklyn listings. Okay, we are. We really are. Or, you know what I mean, MLSLongIsland.com. We're going to find Brooklyn listings. Okay? We are going to find listings in Street Easy. We're going to find listings in OLR. We're going to find listings in the Staten Island Board of Realtors. What Brooklyn MLS is a combination of 3 different MLS memberships, realtor memberships, something like Bay Ridge, something like, I forget, Sheepshead Bay, whatever it was, and they joined together. And you're going to find 3 different markets a lot of times in Brooklyn, especially around Cobble Hill, Williamsburg, Bedford-Stuyvesant, which is Stuyvesant Heights, Clinton Hill, Fort Greene, Crown Heights. You're going to find different values. You're going to find a value that's attached to the local Brooklyn market. And then you're going to find a value in the Queens market that might be a little bit less. And then you're going to find a value in, say, the Manhattan market that's going to be much, much higher. I mean, here we have something here in Crown Heights, newly listed, $8.99. And some of these listings will be in the Street Easy. Okay? So let's know that. Some of these listings will be in Street Easy. 2,000 square feet. Nice big front yard. Look like it's a driveway. Look at that. See? MLS Long Island. It's also the MLS Long Island board right there. You see it right there in the watermark. Average condition. Driveway, got the rug there and the floor. People in the pictures. No smoking. That could be a sign. Be a sign. People just hanging out. Backyard, front yard. You got the driveway. So check it out, though. Crown Heights, 3-family, decorative fence. Do I have an address? 1221 Lincoln Place. Some of these are on the Street Easy. Some of these are in MLS Long Island. Some of these are all over the place. But definitely look at MLS Brooklyn when you're looking at Brooklyn, because you're going to find more people than, you're going to find more people working there than you believe actually work in Brooklyn. Okay? More people work in Brooklyn than the 9 revenue people, okay, firms that are in Brooklyn. All right? So believe that and put these tools to work. Write this one down. This is probably going to be one of your favorite sites. It's going to be the BNY MLS. And look at this, right off of Utica. I actually like this. I like this. A little bit further than I like to be, but hey, I like that. Okay, so that's the BNY MLS. Okay, write that down. Bookmark it. Keep it. Okay, and the same thing goes for co-ops and condos and all that other stuff. Mixed use, vacant land, commercial, leases. See? So, you got that. Now, and of course you have commercial sale, home sale, .com. Get more. Property Shark is probably best. Not looking for residential sales. You're probably best if you're seeing if there's any commercial sales that may be listed on Property Shark, small commercial. Okay? You got PropertyShark.com. Some of these are tied in with these other 2 sites I'm about to show you. Some of these are tied in with LoopNet. LoopNet. You write that down. And some of them are just independent. Some of these are just independent. City Feet. This is a company that is owned by LoopNet. This is completely free. But if you pay, to get your listings out there and so forth, listen, they got to make money. But you don't have to belong to, like, say, to be a commercial broker. All right? And we have listing here, City Feet. You have listings here, LoopNet. And, of course, you have CoStar. Okay? CoStar deals on a more mathematical and analytical basis when speaking about commercial property. This is not, a little willy-nilly come through and see what's going on. You get your analytics, your lease analytics. You have properties there for triple net lease. However, if you don't have CoStar, you're not a commercial broker that's paying for the license, and you're not doing that much commercial work, then you have Showcase.com, which is a part of CoStar. And you can come to Showcase. Go to Showcase.com. Make sure you write that down. It's beautiful that they have that name, too. So, Showcase.com, part of CoStar. Then you have City Feet. These are your commercial sites, okay? Some of these are not necessarily, you might recognize some of these people. Masinaco, Aerial Properties, Nest Seekers, Douglas Zimmerman, okay? Bappel. You're not necessarily seeing the CBREs, the Joan Lang LaSalle. These are smaller buildings for the most part. This part of CoStar is going to have you with larger commercial leases. You're going to find, you're going to find 350, Fifth Avenue in here. You're going to find 666 Fifth Avenue in here. You're not going to necessarily find 1166, full floor lease for Avenue of Americas. Okay? So, showcase.com. All right, that's another site. That's available. Okay, so we did showcase.com, we did CoStar, we did City Feet, we did LoopNet, and then here we back to Property Shark. Okay, when we reconvene, the next video is going to be working with Property Shark to really dissect and look at how to get comps, how to residential comps, how to do a complete listing report, how to get a number of a value that works for you, that works for your client, that helps the meeting of the minds. And Property Shark can be a big part of it. Big part of it. And it's also going to be a big part of what else you could do to pitch listings and how to use the foreclosures and the list pendants. Okay? But for now, let's just stick with being a buyer, finding that information, getting those sales, and that's it. Thank you. And as you see, I'm stopping. It's 47 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a new video. I'm going to delete the other video. Tell everybody about this video if you like it. And if you register, you're going to really enjoy the videos that I put up. And hopefully we can get some deals done. Okay? That's what it's all about. Getting deals done. Take care. Thank you.